Hello and welcome to this channel. I hope you enjoy the story. I'm going to try and upload each day. The Sculptor's Secret. Sarah had always dreamt of escaping the bustling city and finding solace in the tranquility of the countryside. Her wish came true when she inherited a remote studio nestled in the heart of an isolated forest. The studio had once belonged to the renowned sculptor, Victor Hartmann, who had mysteriously vanished without a trace. As Sarah arrived at the studio, she couldn't help but feel a shiver run down her spine. The old, weather-beaten building stood like a silent sentinel in the midst of towering trees, their branches swaying ominously in a chilling wind. The silence was so profound that it felt almost suffocating, and she wondered how Victor had managed to work here for so many years. Determined to channel her creative energies, Sarah began working on her sculptures. The raw materials she had inherited from Victor were exquisite, and it was as if they whispered their secrets to her. She started to create masterpieces that were more lifelike than anything she had ever imagined. However, as the days passed, Sarah noticed something eerie. Her sculptures seemed to be changing. At first, it was subtle, a slight shift in expression or a tiny distortion in posture. She dismissed it as a trick of her tired mind, but she couldn't ignore the feeling that something was terribly wrong. One evening, as she worked late into the night, Sarah thought she saw movement out of the corner of her eye. She turned to find one of her sculptures, a beautiful, ethereal woman standing several feet away from where she had placed it. She froze in terror as the figure slowly turned its head to face her. Its eyes, carved from the same material as the rest of the sculpture, gleamed with an unnatural, malevolent light. Sarah stumbled back, her heart pounding. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. The sculpture should have been lifeless, but it was moving, and it was coming toward her. Panicking, she grabbed a nearby tool and swung it at the approaching figure, shattering it into pieces. But the horror didn't end there. As the sculpture shattered, it emitted an ear-piercing scream that echoed through the studio. Other sculptures began to move, their twisted forms contorting and writhing as if they were in agony. Sarah's mind reeled in terror as she watched her art come to life in the most grotesque way imaginable. Desperate to escape, Sarah ran for the studio's door, but it was sealed shut as if it had fused with the wall. The sculptures continued their horrifying dance, the screams of pain and anger filling the air. Sarah's own deepest fears began to take shape in the form of nightmarish sculptures, monstrous creatures with twisted limbs and malevolent eyes. As the night wore on, Sarah was forced to confront her own fears, battling against the grotesque creations that mirrored her inner demons. It was a nightmarish battle for survival, and she was trapped in a hellish art gallery of her own making. Dawn finally broke, and the sculptures froze in their horrifying poses. Sarah, exhausted and traumatized, managed to break free from the studio. She never returned, leaving behind the cursed legacy of Victor Hartmann's art. The remote studio remained abandoned, a haunting reminder of the sculptor's secret, a place where art had taken on a life of its own, and where an artist's deepest fears had become all too real. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.